Welcome back to a brand new episode of Charm City Beat. It is out of the blue, so that must mean we got some news. It's been an interesting break we've had. Playoffs have been entertaining, actually.
One game, yeah.
But a lot of shit has happened in Baltimore since we have been on camera. Real quickly, obvious news: John Harbaugh's gone, along with his whole coaching staff. So we began the hunt for a new coaching. In that meantime, John Harbaugh wasn't on the market long, signing a 5-year deal with the New York Giants, where it seems like he's going to have a little bit of control. I actually watched the presser. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Of course, funny story now coming out. Apparently, he wanted Puka. Apparently, as people point out, the guy who said, "Give me Ben Cleveland. Let me start this guy over." Somehow knew Puka was going to be good.
I'll take things that never happened for $200. I swear to God. There's no way.
All of a sudden, he knows how to find fifth-round wide receivers that are putting up generational numbers at that rate. Yeah, okay.
Before I get back into the timeline, I'm going to say one last thing. If Puka Nacua was on the Ravens, he'd be a returning running back. Wide receiver. He
wouldn't have done anything. He wouldn't have played his first year.
So let's cut that out now. But yes, John Harbaugh is on the New York Giants. He finished 18 years as the winningest coach in team history, one of only now 4, because the Ravens hired Jesse Minter. Welcome to Baltimore, Jesse.
Welcome back.
Huh?
Welcome back to Baltimore.
Technically. Welcome back. But sitting in the big chair now. Guys, what are your thoughts?
It capped a 2-week search with 16 interviews. And I think him, along with another former Raven coordinator, Anthony Weaver, 2 interviews. And I think they felt like, according to Jeff Zebrak, The Athletic, they couldn't wait to see if Clint Kingsbury, or rather, some of the coordinators in Seattle.
They wanted to. I know they wanted to talk to Clint, but they couldn't wait. And as I've described it multiple times to multiple people, looking at he's come up through the rankings, he's Mike McDonald again.
Yeah,
he grew up here, assistant here. Went on to college to be DC. Was a DC before he came here.
At Michigan, it was.
Ironically, then he went to Michigan with Jim. He followed Jim to the NFL, and now he's coming back here. So maybe a year or so too late, but maybe we finally got our Mike McDonald.
So this is honestly, in my opinion, one of the best case scenarios out there. Obviously, it's a little weird. He was under Jim and a little bit incestuous, but whatever, we'll take it as long as he can perform. But again, I said the best thing for the Ravens was to honestly get a defensive-minded head coach. Get someone who can bring that energy back. Get someone who can bring the culture, or at least some resemblance of it. Just the aggression that I think a lot that comes from college. Again, that made Mike McDonald so special was he came from college. It's a different sport. I honestly think college is way more energetic than the NFL. And when you come from college, you're bringing that energy here. So I'm excited. I'm real excited for this. A couple of other candidates, as we were talking about, Anthony Weaver, Clint Kubiak, who I was hearing a lot online, Vance Joseph, Matt Nagy, Brian Flores, who was honestly my top pick. I thought for sure it was either him or it was going to be Anthony Weaver, but as we see, that did not happen. You also had Cliff Kingsbury in the mix and Joe Brady, obviously, and a few others. But, this is happily surprised. I didn't hear him a lot lately. Well, until recently.
To your point, Gerald, I think it is interesting to note that he's probably had a pretty good pulse on kids coming out of college. Mm-hmm. So he knows how to communicate to the young generation. I do feel like that's something that Harbaugh got increasingly further away from the older he got. It's not his fault. Yeah. It's just that he didn't understand the game coming out of college. And I feel like you're going to need a coordinator that at least understands the game a little bit.
He's 42 years old.
Yeah.
I think he's like one of the youngest, if not the youngest head coach we've had.
That sounds familiar.
Well, Harbaugh's only 37.
Okay, then.
That sounds very familiar. Again, I outside of the fact I didn't know much about him until we, the quick research before the episode. Again, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Got everything we wanted. I don't think the Chargers defense was bad at all.
No, they were top 5, and they didn't have much. And somehow he got sacks out of Owe.
Yes, and they were the number 1 ranked scoring defense last year, and I think injuries and stuff contributed to this year's down a little bit. And the offense was constantly putting the defense back on the field with the rotating offensive line that they had and everything. Sounds familiar. But, I think it's a good hire in that regard. The only thing I can think of to play devil's advocate is that you're getting a guy that's not proven. You're getting a guy that has never really been a head coach before, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And all this talk about if you wanted somebody like to, you're upset with the way that Zach Orr went down and things like that. And here you are, you let Mike McDonald walk just to get another Mike McDonald. That to me is a little concerning. And I think that's the one thing that's going to make people a little bit salty about this move, is that it's a guy that you have a very proven team and a very unproven head coach. And that proved to be the downfall on defense anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I'm optimistic about this, but I share that same sentiment that this could have been wrapped up a while ago, a couple of years ago, maybe. I was watching the presser actually because Steve Bisciotti, because we didn't go to the playoff, had to do a press conference, and reporter asked him like, "Yo, how long has it been?" It's apparently been in the works for a little bit now, and the fact that it finally happened, it's like, wow, like, holy shit, that this was something that was on conversations, that there was probably no chance. At least they probably did not have faith that John was probably going to be beyond this year anyway.
Well, remember, they started these conversations back in 2018 when Lamar came in and saved his ass.
That's
people
true.
Like, that didn't people pulled up clips from old buildings before Lamar took over, like, Ravens considering possibly make Canes. It was happening then. It just kind of got pushed on the back burner, with Lamar and success.
Yeah.
And like when we lost Mike McDonald, tough, but most people agree. Most people aren't going to fire the coach who got to the AFC Championship game, despite what happened.
Yeah,
it's just going to look really weird.
And it's going to hurt when he probably wins the Super Bowl in a few weeks and wins out the Coach of the Year. Like, do we let him get out of the building? And makes me wonder if Minter is like a second shot at the apple or whatever the stiff saying is there. He's certainly another one of he's among the fastest rising coordinators in the NFL for sure.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's not often that lightning strikes. Well, actually, they say lightning never strikes in the same spot, but it seems like it has here. Fastest rising coordinator in the league. And he lands here. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens on offense. A lot of rumors going around. Cliff Kingsbury is a name that's been floating around for offense, which is exciting. The offensive team's coached have been very downfield, which is something I don't think the Ravens do enough of outside of the run. It's going to be interesting to see how that's incorporated. I am interested who will be the defensive coordinator, or will he kind of be calling the shots there?
I mean, you're still going to hire DC. Just what he's going to call a player tonight.
How much power is that DC going to have?
I mean, no, that's very true. But I mean, there's still going to be someone. I mean, honestly, most of the candidates they've talked about are possible OCs. I don't know anyone they've mentioned as possible DC.
Yeah, I haven't heard shit.
And I mean, Weaver, maybe, if he doesn't get somewhere, maybe bring him back.
If you go out and you hire somebody of this caliber on the defensive side of the ball, I want him to call it. Honestly, I want him to call the plays.
Oh, no, he's definitely going to be calling the plays. That's why I'm 100%. Yeah. I wanted offense right away. I wanted defense in mind right away. I was with Gerald with Brian Flores, but I also knew people that worked that were Dolphin fans. He had 4 offensive coordinators. He had a different offensive coordinator every year. He could not seem to pick one. That could have changed here. Who knows? Maybe it was Tua, Lamar. But then also he was seeing more people. I heard he was more of a my way or the highway, and I think we need that, but I don't know how that would have flown right away.
Yeah.
So that's why actually Robert Saleh started to become a top one for me because of how he coaches, but he's gone. This was probably the one candidate I said that didn't have experience that I was fine with.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he has so much coaching experience in general. He was a defensive coordinator for a while in college.
Mhm.
It's not like he was just assistants everywhere. So
Yeah.
but he's definitely will be calling a plays. I was either wanting offense or defense. I did not want someone who, when they interview that special teams guy, I'm like, don't do it again. I don't care that they say he can incorporate with the whole team because they're used to work. No, F that. I want one who calling the plays, whether it's offense or defense. I particularly want defense because we're defense needed a kick in the ass. And yeah, but like I said, who's going to be the DC? I don't know. The only DC I see they interviewed twice is Anthony Weaver.
Yeah. No, yeah, I am curious. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited. How much do y'all think Lamar had a say in this?
Probably not a ton. I think if he
so.
did, it would have been an offensive coach. I think he was, yeah. I mean, I think a little bit, obviously, and it was more like, but as Bishotti said, he doesn't have the power, and it's possible Lamar didn't pick a phone up.
And I don't know if Lamar got on the plane when Bishotti got on the plane to come do these interviews that Bishotti supposed to be here for. So, but yeah, like Jordan said he has no power. I'm sure he has a say. Like he probably don't have more of a say on his OC.
That
I think I heard I don't know where, but there were reports that a lot of the offensive players kind of were pushing for Kingsbury.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's an option.
And players talk, so they probably know of him and the way he coaches throughout the league. I mean, or probably had a conversation. No, Oweh rather probably had. I think it's there. Jim Harbaugh. I think the connections are there that Lamar is probably cool. This works for me, and then I'll have a say in the offensive coordinator. And if it is Kingsbury, that's a guy who used to be a head coach that Minder can now lean on when it comes to hard conversations and how to build a working schedule for everyone, that kind of thing.
And remember, Lamar and Minter time overpassed. Minter was here, 2020. So different side of the ball, but it's not like they're there. Like so, and like I said, Kingsbury, the former head coach OC, I'm fine with that one.
Yeah.
If he keeps playing calls the right plays, Joe Brady's not a bad one. When we saw what he does with Allen, at the OC.
Damn. Oh shit, I'm just reading ahead. But so like talking about just the coaching staff for a second, our old coaching staff. Looks like so Todd Monken, is he going to the Giants? Has he been?
If he doesn't get a head coaching job, basically. Yeah. Last time I saw he had a second interview with the Browns, so basically I thought Harbaugh put her and said, if he doesn't get a job, then he's my OC.
Honestly, him on the Browns makes so much sense.
He coached there before.
Not to mention it's a quarterback situation I feel like could benefit, if he actually uses him correctly. With Shador over there, I think that benefits him. Obviously, oh, wow, Cowboys want to interview Zach Orr.
Yeah, I saw that one time. I haven't heard anything since.
I can't imagine that goes much.
But the ironic thing is, supposedly, a good reason why Harbaugh was fired, kind of how he was, because he was like, I want to run it back with the whole same staff next year. Why don't you want Zach Orr in New York?
Yeah.
Huh? I didn't hear you, man. He didn't mention Zach Orr as his defensive coordinator.
Come on, bro.
Also, now he doesn't want to run it back with the same staff.
Look, John Harbaugh won a Super Bowl way before Zach Orr was even sniffing NFL locker rooms. He's seen this defense. He's seen the coaches come and go. He knows Zach Orr ain't shit, or at least not ready. I'm not even going to say he's not shit because, again, I respect him for what he did. He had success. But personally, I think this is honestly an opportunity for Zach Orr to get some more experience somewhere else. I think that's what he needs. He gets some more experience, start building the skill sets. I wouldn't be surprised if one day he's a head coach, but I just don't see it happening in the near future at all.
But so far,
Look, it's a defensive coordinator job right now. Like,
not in the NFL, definitely not.
Shit, I'm telling you, this is just me. I would go to college, bro. Like, college is so fucking fun. Like,
all he has to do is go look at our head coach's career path.
Yeah.
He's a little behind now because he's coached already, but just Go be a linebacker coach in college, and maybe be a linebacker DC in
He
college.
would end up a DC the moment he goes to college.
That's fine. Maybe good for him. Let him do
We're
that.
a powerhouse too. I think he's
And
got
that
the
could be good for him. Let him do that for a couple years.
Yeah.
I mean, look what Mike McDonald did. He went to college to be a DC.
Yeah.
Go be DC at Michigan. It seems to work out.
Indiana.
Hey. Oh shit. Yeah, shout out to Indiana. Fuck. I thought Miami was gonna do it. I really did. I thought so, but shit happens. Yeah, fucking Jesse Minter, man. I guess are they gonna try to do an interview with him tomorrow, I guess, before the snow gets here?
Yeah, they'll probably do the presser late afternoon, probably 2:00 time frame, get everybody in the room with him, and he'll talk. I'm interested to see what he talks about. He's going to probably talk about just the way he builds pillars of defense. That's what he created at Michigan. It's just, it's accountability. It's levels of defense. It's the way they approach games. And I think you're not going to see, ideally, the focus needs to be on how do you keep a fourth quarter collapse from happening? How do you establish a pass rush? And I would be shocked if the first round pick is not a defensive end or defensive lineman, somebody that they can plug on that defensive line, and then they're going to build the offensive line later in the draft through free agency, that kind of thing.
You got free agency, you got the draft, you got time.
Yeah, and you've got high picks. I mean, you're picking 14. That's going to be a game-changing defensive edge rusher or, inside lineman, my guess. And then you can turn around or trade up. I think I think as much as Harbaugh got fired, I think EDC probably has a little bit more pressure on him to do something.
Oh, he definitely does now because he's the only one left.
Shit, personally, it was either him or you, and I chose you, you asshole.
Yeah.
You got
Steve might have said he's batting 800, but that might have been like you're at 800 with a stick up your ass if you don't get this shit fixed.
Yeah. And are we at the point, too, where we're in a window, clear effing window.
Yeah.
We've got half a decade of Lamar left before he completely just starts shitting the bed. And I just wonder if that means now's the time. They're like, take that first round pick, trade up, give rid of the second to do so. Go get, a Miami, University of Miami edge rusher. Like, let's go get a difference maker on this football team. And let's just do what it takes to give Lamar. Go trade for Max Crosby.
Thank you.
Do something of note. Where trade that first round pick to the Raiders and trade next year's second, and
what did the Rams say before they went on their Super Bowl run? F those picks.
Yeah.
Go get a proven guy. We have enough young proven guys. Go get a proven pass rusher. Go. You can't tell me Ozzy's not going to kick down Steve's office. You not see what I did with Suggs? Go get that.
Yeah, you anchor this team. The team is ready. There's nothing. There's no magic player coming out of the draft that's going to make this team a Super Bowl contender. They're already a Super Bowl contender. You need to get them across the finish line. You need to get them past the AFC title round, get them into the playoffs. God forbid they, you know what I mean? I think that's where we're at as a football team. So that mentality of win now has to be there. And that's why Cliff Clinsbury makes sense because he knows, he's been on the road. I don't know. It's a proven coordinator they need to get. I think
he worked with a quarterback like Lamar, just a smaller midget-sized one.
So, but also, he just came from Washington,
and he had Jalen Daniels, and they had a top offense when everyone was healthy.
Yeah,
this year everyone was hurt.
You can't surround a brand new head coach with brand new coordinators. I think that's a mistake. You have to get people that have been there, done that, and I think that's what they do here. Like a defensive coordinator that can just, breathe good, like a Ray Lewis type. Just can control part of the defense and then just breathe, stuff into this dude's ear from time to time.
I guarantee you, our offensive coordinator has already been interviewed in that list of 16, 17 people, and it's not going to be someone who's never done it before.
Yeah.
It's going to be an OC that was an OC, has been an OC. None of this passing game coordinator. No David Webb being a quarterback coach is going to jump in here and be. I would have been fine with David Webb if he was definitely paired with Cliff Kingsbury. That would have been fun.
Yeah. And allegedly,
coach and quarterback working together.
Allegedly, Lamar has been in conversations about the OC, according to it was on Colin Coward earlier this week.
I'm sure. Like I say, he might not have had too much say in the head coach, but he definitely was going to have say in the OC. That's just who do you want?
Yeah, this is going to be a good bonding, I think, experience between him and Minter, being able to really talk this out, figure out the offense that they want to run. Again, Lamar is in his first contract. He's a well-known superstar, all-pro veteran, first ballot Hall of Famer. He's in that conversation for OC. This is a person that's going to be calling his plays.
Yeah.
He's gonna, and I like the aspects of that because I never felt like it was Lamar's offense in a sense where it was more like, here's the plays we got for your skill set, figure it out. I think we're going to truly get, a very mutual bonded connection here. I'm really excited. I am very excited for this.
Yeah.
Going back a couple of, sentences, Max Crosby, if we got someone like Max Crosby, though,
that's it. Like, we would be the clear-cut favorites. We were already clear-cut favorites this year, going into this year, but that would literally put us over the top.
Yeah.
And you pair him with a young Mike Green and some of the other pieces that we have. He's going to do it. Like, I can't see something like that not happening. The Ravens have done that time and again.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the time. That one. Where's that piece? What is pissing at? It's a Max Crosby type. It's him.
Look at the impact that a Myles Garrett had just in the Steelers game. Like, that's the kind of impact he'll bring. And when he doesn't have to be the guy on defense because you already have a Roquan Smith and a Kyle Hamilton and everybody else in that defense, and he can just eat. Like, that's unbelievable. Right now, he's the only thing on Oakland, so obviously no one's going to let him get beat, and he's still getting plays off.
Yeah. It just goes to show you, again, the Ravens had an edge rusher in Suggs for years. Mm-hmm. Never had to stress, never had to really worry about it. And this is before the edge position evolved into what it is today, where it is just that constant pressure. You look at teams like the Steelers are hanging on by a thread, but I'll tell you what, when what's his name is in there,
Watt?
Yeah, when Watt's in there, they have a better shot at winning, regardless of whatever the fuck happens on offense.
The statistic is unbelievable. When he plays, they win like 80% of the football games. Like, when he doesn't play, they lose all their football games. And so when he came back, I was like, we may lose this football game, boys.
Like, literally, just based on name alone. Again, Myles Garrett is that defense. The Browns' defense paired with a better offense, probably a better organization in general. That's a top team they're leading. They're going to be leading a top team. So we're going to, again, I just figured
out our coaching staff. Gerald might not like this part because it's had to do with Cleveland. Cliff Kingsbury's OC, Jim Schwartz is DC. 2 former head coaches.
I wouldn't mind that.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's great.
I don't think Jim Schwartz leaves, though, necessarily. What do you think?
No, man. I doubt it, but
unless it's because he wants a ring. I think Cliff loves this idea. Cliff Kingsbury sees an opportunity to get back into a head coaching job, and coaching Lamar Jackson to an elite offensive performance will get him there. No different than Monken. And it's possible. Schwartz has done everything he possibly could to be in that position. So unless it's now, it's like, hey, I want to coach in meaningful football games. I don't think he's going to jump.
No, I don't think so. But
it depends on what happens in Cleveland because they're getting a new head coach.
Yep.
They interviewed him, but you would think he would almost have been the clear cut favorite there. You think they'd only interview people to satisfy the Rooney Rule and whatnot, which they still haven't had. Which Minter was about to go interview there, but he canceled.
Yeah, that's what really took me off to the fact that there was a chance he was going to be coming here.
Well, currently before to that happened, they pretty much said the only real competition at the moment was the Raiders. The Browns still hadn't done the Rooney Rule yet. So we didn't have to worry about
twice, right? I think it was 2 interviews with Oakland that he had. So they were probably wanting him badly, and the Ravens probably heard that and called him. And that's the only reason why they weren't going to wait for Kubiak. Yeah. He'd be in Oakland right now having this.
Because if they wanted to wait for Kubiak, they would have probably wait for us the Super Bowl. Good chance.
Yeah, and then he might have gone to Buffalo instead or returned to Seattle. And I just don't know if that's something they were willing to bet the house on.
They were pretty much as patient as I'm glad they were and as they could be. Because everyone was like, why are they hiring you? These guys, Falcons did this. Calm down. We're not the Falcons. We're not the Giants.
No.
We haven't done this in 18 years.
It's very new for us.
And what's new for me is watching the former head coach go talk somewhere else. I'm like, this is weird.
Dude, that was so.
Every time I see John Harbaugh's face, I'm like, I haven't had to ever do this.
Yeah. And the other thing about it, too, is that I feel like they know, to our point, Lamar Jackson, his offense is elite when Lamar Jackson plays. Offense, they can get any coordinator for the most part is going to have success with this team for the most part. I feel like defense was the clear-cut issue for this club. They can't close games. They're having trouble getting off the field. They're giving up all those yards through the air every freaking year. And then obviously the fact they can't get a pass rush. And so by solidifying that side of it, let's get ourselves a defensive-minded head coach, one of these young up-and-coming dogs, and then we'll just go out and, get somebody Lamar really wants as an OC. That's probably the mindset, and they were okay with letting Kubiak go probably to Buffalo.
Probably.
Yeah, side note, Buffalo. God damn. Talk about how ruthless coaching is in the NFL now.
That front office.
Crybaby got his quarterback fired.
Yeah, that front office.
And then
fired him. And then said that it was their decision that they wanted Coleman, and it wasn't their. Like, honestly, he did not deserve to be fired. Like, at the end of the day, he didn't turn it over 5 times in that football game. That the Super Bowl was on a pallet for them, I feel like.
That was. They barely made it out of the first round.
They barely, it's unbelievable. And I think so, same thing as Harbaugh. How many times are you going to, with a franchise that's never won a Super Bowl ring? But, I mean, if he can't get you there, who is?
Yeah.
No, exactly. No. And as people have pointed out, Ravens fans should be so much more blessed that they have Steve Bisciotti, because if you saw their owner's interview, good God Almighty,
horrendous.
And now there's so many funny clips coming out of Coleman. Like, he didn't know how to sign his contract. He was like, "Do I sign my?" Is like, "Well, when I do an autograph, I don't do my real full name." He's like, "No, sign your full name." The guy's like, "What did I just draft?"
Yikes. Yeah. That's going to be a growing issue for the generation coming up, and that's a different story for a whole different podcast episode.
I mean, that just mainly should show what Tomlin and Harbaugh.
Yeah,
but that's not going to happen no more. That's what Belichick did in New England. Those don't. Unless you're super uber successful, and unless you don't, but you better win a ring or so in there. Or look, 10 years with McDermott, pretty damn successful. Like, win a ring. Bye.
Yeah. I think the Bills saw the Ravens and the Steelers going out and getting these head coaches.
Can't have shit.
I don't blame. I mean, at the end of the day, you're seeing the cost of the window. I mean, you have Josh Allen for a few more years, and if you clearly aren't getting the job done, Harbaugh's clearly not getting the job done with the generational quarterback. The Steelers, different ball game, and I feel like he let him. He stepped down. He didn't get fired.
Yeah,
but that's a team that if anybody needed a change in coaching, it was them. But honestly, they've just been stuck in drafting purgatory, and they haven't gotten a quarterback. As soon as they get a quarterback, everyone's fucked again in the AFC North. I just feel like that's where we're at. All 4 teams are locking in and loading, and it's kind of going to be terrifying if Burrow plays a full season.
Yeah, Joe can survive another season.
I mean, like I said, with Buffalo, it says now, but you can see the Patriots are clearly coming up. Yeah, the Dolphins and Jets, they're not going to be nothing, but it's not you had a stranglehold on that division since Brady left.
Yeah, it's gone.
You lost that now, and you just had your best shot to win a Super Bowl.
And the Jets have so many draft picks. Like, I just feel like that's a team that if they get their quarterback, they're gonna be a problem for the AFC East. Just because they're gonna make the Houston Texans. Just a lot of talent, just everywhere.
As long as they hit on them.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
That's going to be the kicker, but they'll be drafting early, so.
But we know they ain't getting Oregon's quarterback. He ain't coming out.
Nah.
He already said he ain't coming out.
They would be better off getting not a Kirk Cousins, but someone like can just like take the reins for a couple of years, not unlike Aaron Rodgers, and then just draft young stud talent around this kid. Go out and get the number 1 edge rusher. Go out and get the number 1 wide receiver. Draft that badass linebacker. Like, build that O-line so that when you do end up coming in and getting a Manning or something at quarterback, the situation is like when Lamar came into Baltimore. Like, we're ready to go. rock and loaded.
I've said that a few times in these drafts. If anytime I hear experts like, this ain't a good quarterback draft, but people are going to take him, like, why? Just
Okay.
Yeah, it might hurt. The owner needs to learn. It might hurt an extra year, but like the Browns kind of were smart the one year. Like, let's take Joe Thomas.
Yeah.
And then they still effed that all up by taking Manziel later on. And
But like the Steelers took Najee Harris inconceivably in the first round, and they took Kenny Pickett 16 overall, and those two picks I think set that franchise back a decade.
Yeah.
They were almost forced to take Kenny Pickett since they passed on Dan Marino so many years ago out of Pittsburgh.
True, but at the same time,
it was dumb. I'm not saying it was smart. It was dumb. Remember, he was the first quarterback taken. That was the first draft in like the past 5 years that didn't have a quarterback go in the top 10.
Yeah.
He was the first one, and I was even like, yeah. That's when I thought teams were finally starting to realize, hey, wait a minute, we might have to suck one more year, but we got these guys coming out next year.
And that's the thing with EDC is that as much as he's quote unquote batting 800, whatever the hell that means, he's always more or less hit on that first round. I feel like Bateman has been decent, definitely Flowers, Kyle Hamilton clearly. For the most part, he's hit on his picks. And even Oweh netted something in return. Hollywood netted something in return. He drafted Linderbaum in the first round. And the list goes on. I think that every year, you're getting the best player at that spot, in my opinion, normally when he drafts in the first. Pittsburgh, not so much.
And to me, the fact that we can build such a strong roster, it just tells me all we needed was a new coaching staff. Again, this year is going to be interesting because even though Steve had said in his interview he's given this head coach something like 5 or so years, I don't think that's the timetable. I think that's the PR timetable.
Yeah.
The media to shut them the fuck up for a little bit. But no, I think as soon as the ink's dry, it's like, yo, it's do or die. We got
if this comes out the first couple seasons just as a dumpster fire for some reason, then he's not getting 5 years.
No.
As Bisciotti also said, he only plans on owning a team for maybe 10 more years.
Yeah.
And then he's out.
It's like Jordan. Sorry.
There you go. You got it, man. Go.
I was going to say, it's like Jordan said, we have all the pieces. We just have
that's why we're describing it. You were saying rebound, like no, it's retuning. Like Jordan's perfect analogy. We have the car there, the tires, the engine, everything. We just need a new damn driver. We just need something to steer in the right direction. Everything's still there. I mean,
it was a good driver. He lost the edge.
At the end of the race, he got a little shaky.
He just lost the vitality, the edge to win in today's NFL. I think he'll be okay in New York because he's going to bring stability to that franchise the first time since they've had Eli Manning. But I feel like they'll probably win games just because they'll be prepared. Do you know what I mean? And the Ravens were never not prepared. They just got away from that play. Sure. They would inexcusably get away from the play calling, just not running Derrick Henry up 5 points 12 minutes to go against the future number 2 seed. That doesn't make any sense. And the things that they did in games to lose games late because of bad play calling or bad time management or all of the above. To me, those are players that no longer respected their head coach. I think that's what happened. And now you're bringing a fresh everything. I think Lamar Jackson's going to come in rejuvenated. You're going to see a Mark Andrews that's probably refreshed. I think everyone's going to come in with that new mindset. Hey, new coin. We're still pure. We're still locked in and playing together. Derrick Henry, give me one more good year, my man. Let's go win a goddamn ring. And I think that's where we're at. I think we're going to have a team that's as exciting as the Seattle Seahawks, hopefully, or one of those clubs. The New England Patriots, another example of just new coach, new mentality. Let's go do it.
Yeah, I'm so excited, guys. I'm so fucking hyped.
That home opener, and they're probably going to open at home with a new coach, is going to be so much fun. And I'm going to go. I'm going to be there for it. The new era.
We're all going to be there. There's no way none of us are missing this. Fuck that. Oh, my God. New era in Baltimore. New era in Baltimore, ladies and gentlemen. Side news. Kyle Hamilton and Jordan Stout, both first-team All-Pro honors. well deserved. Pat Ricard, what is this, like his 10th fucking?
Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's only 10 fullbacks in the league according to Pro Football Focus. And he probably only lost to former Raven
Juice
check. Kyle, go. Of course, it's 2 Ravens because that's all we produce is fullbacks.
Yeah, I am curious on Pat Ricard's position with a new offense, but we still got Derrick Henry, so we need a fullback.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think Kingsbury has only ever had to use, but he had at his disposal, and he's never had a top 5 all-time running back in his backfield to be like, hey, let's take the pressure off Lamar Jackson here and let's run the fucking football and create play-action fakes. Like, I think Monken unlocked a little bit of what Lamar is capable of doing. We saw that. He should have won MVP last year because of it. I think Kingsbury gets them to another level because his whole offense just humming in a way that you're seeing with teams that the Washington Commanders were unbelievable last year.
Yeah, they were. They truly were.
Like the deep ball and the ability to run and all that stuff.
Oh, we got a fun off season ahead of us. Oh, we have such a fun off season ahead of us, man! Wow.
Of course, sir. So, later on, though, one big question: how many players did Harbaugh take?
How many what?
How many players is he going to try to take in free agency?
I'll probably take like 3.
Because the card is one of them. Believe we need to re-up him. He can take Falele if he like. Can he take Falele? Is that like a guarantee?
He could take Falele.
He like Falele. He like Falala.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
There's some. There've been some lists. Just some key free agents that we could see who. Like.
I'm not bad about him taking certain players.
No, there's some he can take. There's some.
There's not many that stress me out that he could even obtain, to be honest. If he gets Pat Ricard, it sucks, but it is what it is. We'll get a new fullback if we get one. Yeah. I don't know. I will say.
I'll say my video offense, but I was remember what happened last time you all were. You were pushing Ricard, I don't know.
I'm not pushing for it. I'm just saying if it happens, it happens, bro. I'm not going to lose sleep.
I'm pretty sure Ricard should be like Tyler Huntley for the Ravens and never go anywhere.
Yeah. I think the way the offense under Monken works, it makes sense. I think Kingsbury's going to want a quick offense.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be as heavy an offense that we've seen in years past. I truly think it'll be a lot of shotgun, some pistol. It's going to be a new type of situation in Baltimore, just completely, honestly. But it's not going to be like anything we could probably predict, to be honest, that we've at least seen.
I'm going to Google how many running backs do under Kingsbury.
Yeah, that's a good – find that out for me real quick.
That at one point, though, you also can say not many people have been able to coach with a fullback like Pat Ricard.
Well, he got a lot of James Conner.
Yeah. I remember that.
Eckler had a decent comeback. Also, I don't know. Yeah, he does inside runs with Eckler. It's a lot to look at. I think he's never really had talent, though. Like, he's had talent, but he's never had Derrick Henry. And so I think
you got Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and potentially building that offensive line. Yeah, he's good. He's gonna be.
He loves a receiving running back, and so I think there's a world where they draft one.
I'm not even gonna lie. I've been literally watching the playoffs, and again, one thing I think the Ravens have missed is having a player like Christian McCaffrey. The Ravens like to do so much like just trickery and just kind of blending plays within others and causing a lot of misdirection that if we had a proper receiving, just like a Saquon, like a McCaffrey, you would not be able to stop that.
I agree, but that has still sometimes always been one of Lamar's minor slights is he doesn't seem to throw it. There's been times where running backs have been open and he'll throw it. So
Derrick Henry's not a receiving running back.
How much is that Monken's offense just not?
I agree, but it seems like that's kind of just been Lamar. Yeah. They've mentioned that for Lamar for a couple of his coordinators. Even when he had it could change it. Like I said, we haven't had a McCaffrey, but I mean, you can't tell me. I mean, he's started throwing to Mitchell a little more recently.
Yeah.
So we had Mitchell. Just never seemed to use him in the right rotation.
There's definitely the last couple of years of Washington anyway, he's had multiple running backs in the backfield at the same time as the quarterback. And that's produced a lot of different looks where you have the ability to run it, screen pass it, the mark can run it, you can throw it deep. That's coming. And I think if they hire Clinbury, that's what they're probably going to do is a lot more underneath stuff that's going to open up downfield and allow Lamar Jackson to make plays with his legs.
Now that also the next one. How quick do these coordinators get picked?
Yeah.
Because you saw head coaching took about 2 weeks. I mean, obviously, some of the interviews already been done with possible candidates, so there's that.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, I can't think of anyone else that they would, except unless there's someone in college that I don't know of, but I don't know if I wanted.
Again, you can't go youth at OC and youth at D.
And that much
head coach. I think they do end up getting. I think he's the guy. I think there's too much smoke there.
There's been a lot of talk about it.
Yeah.
I think by the end of next week, maybe, because I don't think the Ravens are going to pussyfoot around on this. Like they did a very strenuous, proper interviewing process.
Like I said, they interviewed like 17, 18 people.
Yeah.
Just kept the names just kept coming. I couldn't keep up.
Yeah, it was impossible.
I'm pretty sure I didn't even put one on the list.
Might have missed two.
I was interviewed for Christ's sake.
I think it was like that. That was that special teams guy that I was like, oh no.
They said I was too overqualified for defensive coordinator.
Too good. No,
we can't have that kind of experience.
Haven't you seen my stats, Madden? I'm the one defeated.
Oh god damn, that's crazy. No, man, we got the championship weekend coming up. Ravens have a new head coach. Steelers are still trying to figure their shit out.
I still think it's hilarious how at one point Zach Taylor was the only coach in the AFC North.
Yeah.
Of all the coaches, that he was the only one.
He's the only one I thought was probably going to get canned.
Yeah, he was probably the most likely to get canned at the start of the year. I mean, Harbaugh was up there, but we thought we were going to win a Super Bowl, and he dried off in the sunset.
You know what, though? Like, kudos to the Bengals, because at the end of the day, when they lose, it's because Burrow's hurt. When Burrow's not hurt, they win all of their fucking football games for the most part. So I think and the one time they were all healthy, he went to the Super Bowl. So I am curious to see what a full season looks like, because it does terrify me a little bit. And that's why you bring in a right? Yeah, that's why you bring in a D coordinator, and that's what they do on draft day with their pick, because they're picking high in that draft.
Picking 10, and they have to replace Aiden Hutchinson because they botched that.
Update. It looks like maybe weather may have something to do with this. Press conference is scheduled for the 29th, according to Colleen.
Huh.
Makes sense. Yeah, you can't fly in if you can't get you out.
Minter probably already left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we had. I think we were getting someone else for going to, but
he's got to go home. He's got to bring his family. He's got to bring his family in.
Yeah.
They got to get Bashadi here off his goddamn yacht. There's no way Bashadi's coming to Maryland.
Yeah, fuck that.
Hey, I thought he said he was going to be here for these. Yeah, he's off.
I think he was here, and now
then
he's going to go enjoy.
He hopped on his private jet to go to his one winning drive yacht that he has. I didn't realize that's what he named the stupid yacht.
Yeah, that makes more sense now I think about it. Come in, and then boom. Get a tour.
Bashadi's not coming here with snow. You kidding me?
If I was this deep inside you wouldn't catch me within a fucking 300-mile radius of this place. I'm sorry. Fuck that. I'm staying in Florida.
Well, that's granted, we kept making the playoffs. That's why he hasn't talked to the media in like 8 years. I didn't realize it was that long.
Fuck out of that. I respect.
Yeah, I disagree with that by him. Like, I don't mind not being involved.
I'm completely fine with that.
At the same time, it's like, hey, I just want to touch base with your
thoughts. This is the perfect time to show up.
Oh, I agree. But you've had stadium renovations. You could have made a nice little move to talk about, hey, I'm just super excited about the future of the organization. Or it's been 30 years of Ravens football, and I'm super like those kind of things.
And he came in and had that interview like a boss.
No, I don't disagree. But like when they ink Lamar Jackson, that's where you would almost like to see your owner at the press conference.
Yeah,
those kind of things. Like, have a little more
100%.
ownership over the fucking football team.
I bring that up all the time. That people are like, "Yeah," I was like, "Do y'all want a Jerry Jones?" God, no. Stay away. Owner, get out of here.
I would just like a little more. I think 7 years is a long time to hear from your king. And
True, it was a while, but I mean, he kept saying, I think he said himself, I'll talk when we don't make the playoffs.
He hasn't talked since Lamar Jackson's rookie year, right? Like, it's unbelievable.
Hey, we've been making the playoffs.
I agree, but like when you re-sign Lamar Jackson,
to be fair, there were a couple times we missed the playoffs and he didn't talk.
I don't disagree with that, but I think that you should at least talk for big moments, whether it's a Ring of Honor ceremony or a Lamar Jackson re-signing or a tough AFC Championship loss where you're just highlighting and praising your team versus that kind of thing. I think it's nice to see from an owner. Even if you're not, because you're going to games, we see you in the box
all the time.
Make the fucking trip to the house on Monday and be like, "Hey, Monday press conference. Just want to say what a great win over the Pittsburgh Steelers to get us in the playoffs. Just great team energy."
Talk to someone. I see him at training camp in his golf cart.
Yeah, have a presser there too.
Do it. You do it from your golf cart.
Again, I don't think it's overbearing. I don't think it's overbearing to occasionally see him. I think it brings the morale builder, if you ask me.
I agree with you 100%. Again, there's a happy medium between Jerry Jones and whatever witness protection Steve Bisciotti's been in the last 10 years.
Total opposite. And I think Bisciotti's way obviously works, but maybe too well. Because I think Harbaugh, it sounds like Harbaugh and EDC had the run of the fucking place for 8 years. And it's just been fucking down spirals.
Well,
Lamar Jackson saving this fucking team.
As people would probably like to point out, Bisciotti more does consider this more a business than a hobby. And he said, I'm pretty sure he described it as a hobby at one point. And that's also why he pretty much said, no, I'm not selling to my family. I'm getting out in 10 years. I've seen what happens to franchises. This was a fun plaything that got serious. He was like, uh-oh.
Which is crazy to think about.
He did it as a minority owner because he was from here. He's like, I'll be part of the owner. And I love that. Art Modell died.
I think he did right by the organization by letting the people that know what they're doing run it. I just think that he was too slow to give ultimatums publicly. I think that lights fires under people's asses. That kind of thing. There was none of that. And so, Harbaugh got fat sitting around for 18 years, that kind of thing. He didn't have bad teams. Hell of a football coach. There's a reason why he was the first one hired at a week of on the market. But at the end of the day, he was getting too stubborn in his ways. And it was Buck Showalter, where the game was passing him by. And he was dedicated to players that, coordinators and players that weren't holding their weight. And he was way too trustworthy with guys when you have a roster, coordinator speaking, when you have a roster that deserves better. Lamar Jackson has deserved better since he's gotten here. And yes, John Harbaugh put him in position to succeed, or was it Greg Roman? To me, that's the question we're talking about here.
And you saw Harbaugh used to have that because he fired Cam Cameron.
Yeah, he used to have balls.
He's like, get out of here. This ain't working.
To me, it's like any job. Start a job, you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, you're happy, you're showing up work on time, there's no bullshit with you. Your PTO survives the whole fucking year because you don't need to take off. But after 18 years, you lose the drive. You've lost the mojo. And again, like I said, like Jordan said, it was time. You get to a certain point in your career where you do need to either figure it out or move on. And fortunately, he was moved on. And we just lost Jordan. Send him a cute little invite. Probably gonna wrap it up soon anyways. Jordan, where you at?
He was playing with stuff.
Yeah, he was doing something. I sent him an invite.
And he left.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. There we go. We got him back. He's coming back.
Shit. He's not. He's not back.
This is crazy. No, this is crazy. It's showbiz, baby. This is showbiz. This happens.
We can talk about the schedule.
We can do this shit live. Hold up. Let me send them one more invite.
We're so close to playing the Giants this year.
Are you fucking serious? When are we playing the Giants?
Probably not for a year or so.
No. All right, let's see if he comes back. Do we have him back? I'm gonna ask him to unmute. This shit's crazy. Oh shit.
He gone again.
Hold on a second. Let me try sending this shit. Zoom is going crazy for me. Damn it.
That face.
All right. On behalf of Jordan, we do have to apologize for him.
Jordan's gone. Oh my God. Like I said, what did Bill O'Reilly say? Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we will do it live. Wait, one more time. He is in the lobby.
Sound looking good.
Can you see me? Oh, wait.
I can hear you. Hey!
Yes!
Sorry, everyone. Way technical difficulties, and I don't understand what happened. Too much Bishotti blasphemy.
Bishotti got you.
Talk shit about a billionaire and eventually.
Heard you talking shit.
My bad.
Look, Steve, don't talk. You're good.
Oh no.
Oh God. Oh man. So we are probably good. We're just about covered everything I think we could have. Before we got here, any last thoughts? Last thoughts, Ross? You want to go first?
I mean, like I said, out of all the options, this was definitely one of my top ones. I mean,
yeah,
I know Gerald wasn't for, but Stefanski was a sneaky option.
That's absolutely unhinged behavior.
I'm just saying. Multiple people have been agreeing with me. He's a product of what he's had to work with. Now Atlanta's not much better, so I'm not going to be able to judge it really. They're not. They're a little better, but they're still a little shaky. I would love to see him go somewhere more established, because I feel like he can be a good coach. He brought Cleveland to the playoffs twice. No one else has done it in 20 years. But that didn't happen. We got Minter, and I just said it would have been interesting. It was a sneaky option. I didn't think about him until he got interviewed. I was like, oh, okay. And I know me and Jordan both agreed. If we brought Schwartz with him, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Figure out the OC.
Jordan, how you feeling?
I put the pressure. I put the pulse out as soon as I found out to some of my friends, and they were mostly like concerned that we got a Harbaugh guy.
Yeah.
Just fired Harbaugh, and we got a guy with no experience head coaching. Two of the things that I think, for the most part, we were trying to get away from with the next hire. But we bring in a guy that's been around the building, has been around Harbaugh, that doesn't have experience. But I think there's a lot of energy around this guy, a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence. I think he's got a lot of swagger. I think the NFL is sort of realized he's the next Mike McDonald. I think we got the best young coordinator. The other one being Seattle's offensive coordinator. But when you're a team that has been grounded in defense,
yeah,
your Hall of Fame players for the most part have been defensive players, and you have a team that's been struggling on defense, not offense, defense. Mm-hmm. I think it was the right move in that regard, and time will tell, I guess, if we see. But the last two head coaches have won the Super Bowl relatively quickly in their regime. So I think let's see what happens here. But all the pieces are here for a magical 2026 at the very least.
I'll also say it is fitting that we had a defense. We've hired a defensive-minded coach because we have now had an offensive one, a special teams one, and now we've had a defensive one. I don't know what Ted Marchibroda was. I was too young for that.
Trifecta.
I've had three head coaches. Ted doesn't count for me.
Well, we had the former Colts guy, so I think.
Like I said, I know Ted Marchibroda was a coach for. Let me see. I was 6 when they came here. I didn't really get hooked until the Super Bowl.
We're alive. There's no excuse.
No, there is an excuse. It was Ted. It was a Colts head coach before he left Baltimore, and then he came here and coached 2 years.
And so I think he gets.
I was 6.
No matter what he was, I think he was the bridge from the old to the new, and then you had a guy that was elite offensive coordinator with the Minnesota Vikings, and then damn good special teams guy on a lot of Super Bowl winning clubs, well, Super Bowl losing clubs, I guess, the Philadelphia Eagles. And then finally, now you have a guy that knows defense. And so we'll see. Because he's also a long line of really strong defensive coordinators. I'm curious to see what Ray Lewis thinks about this hire, what Ed Reed thinks about this hire, what Charles Suggs thinks about this hire, because they're gonna talk.
Ed Reed and Ray Lewis need to get over Hurricanes losing a championship. I mean, they're not. This probably might make them happy because good news for the Ravens because you saw Ed Reed was consoling Miami players after the game.
But the biggest fucking hat I've ever seen. How can you take someone seriously when they're wearing a hat?
Because that's his hat. He wears big hats.
That was a large hat by Ed.
Well, I'm taking him more seriously than Michael Irvin. He was trying to calm me down.
Can you imagine? You're trying to get consoled by one of the greatest players of all time, and he's wearing the most ridiculous fucking hat. Like God damn it!
The sheriff hat from Scary Movie. What, like 2?
I can't fucking take you seriously right now, Edward.
Ed, what is that hat?
God damn it, Ed. What are you?
He probably had a cigar. And he had his big hat.
That's awesome. I would love to see them around this team a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I give my lessons, I am going to give the game ball to Steve Bisciotti. And I'm not, it took a lot of guts to do what he did to fire Harbaugh.
Yep.
And a lot of guts to hire who I think probably is the right guy. The missing piece to getting us to that Super Bowl, God willing, holy shit. But no, I agree with you guys. We need Ray. And I think the veterans need to probably have a big presence this season. Almost like hey, welcome to the club, buddy. Like you were here before, but hey,
yeah,
like it's time to get to work. And that's pretty much where I'm gonna leave it. It's time to get to work. We'll probably be back. We'll see what happens with this interview. We'll probably react to that. I think that's a good
sure. Yeah.
Good. We'll do a reaction to the initial interview. So we'll watch that and be informed.
I guess I gotta watch the interview.
Yeah, you got to watch the fucking interview, Ross.
And then free agency is in a couple weeks, and then the draft is in a few months, I think.
Woo.
And then it's
we'll talk
May.
about the schedule actually that next episode. We'll talk
mini camp, baby.
Yeah, this is gonna stay.
Oh man, and literally, what's also crazy on top of all that shit, pitchers will be returning to Florida soon.
Right, hopefully, Frambo Valdez is among them. The Houston Astros pitcher. The Orioles need to get on that shit.
Yo, it's Baltimore. It's sports in Baltimore. We love it. But yeah, that does it for our show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We will be back. We'll have a lot of updates online, so stay attention to our socials. Go Birds, go Ravens. Let's do it. It's time to get to work.